Welcome back. Look at
Ooh.
that. I
Look
think
at
that's
the fresh snow falling.
I think that's Moosehead Lake.
I'm pretty sure that's Moosehead Lake.
It doesn't look like a lake, but
Yes.
it's all covered in snow.
As they say, hard water.
Hard water. I've never heard that before.
That's what ice fishermen like to say.
Do
We're out on
they?
the hard water today. We're
Just
ice
like that?
fishing.
Okay.
In Maine, yeah, absolutely. That's how they're saying it. I'm not saying it like that.
Okay,
Yes.
next time I do an ice safety story, I'm going to toss that one in there.
Hard water. There you go.
You learn something new every day.
That's right. Yep. Well, if you're going to be out on the hard water today, ice fishing, just make sure, of course, the ice is thick enough. I've got to say, I have seen full-size pickup trucks parked on some lakes already this season, so I'm sure the ice is probably safe. Just make sure you're checking that if you are planning to do that for your Sunday. Here's a look at the radar this morning. Snow continuing to fall up in northern Maine. A little bit of snow in the mountains as well. Of course, we just showed you Moosehead Lake with a little snow falling. Mostly, though, this storm system is wrapping up, and it really stayed mostly rain across southern Maine and a good way into the interior as well. I was looking at our gray webcam earlier. No snow there either. So most of us in central and southern Maine at least stayed on the wet side rather than wintry. Today though, going to be quiet. Temperatures topping out in the mid-30s, overcast skies all day. We could see a snow shower at some point into the afternoon, but not a really high chance of that. Just don't be surprised if all of a sudden you're driving, a burst of flakes occurs this afternoon. Here's a look at our high temperatures. Sneaky mild today. It's not going to be that cold. 36 for the high in Portland and in Lewiston, 34 in Bangor. Cold off to the north where the snow will persist up in northern Maine, but otherwise it's going to be a fairly mild day. So the snow sticks around in northern Maine, in the mountains a bit as well as we head towards the late morning and early afternoon. Things gradually wind down there, but again, I couldn't rule out a couple snow showers developing really anywhere in the state as we get into the afternoon and evening. Things will clear out overnight. It looks sunnier on Monday. Breezy and chilly though. Highs only in the 20s or around the freezing mark on Monday afternoon. Although again, at least we'll get a good amount of sunshine. Just make sure you're watching out. Probably a lot of refreezing ongoing as we get into tonight and into tomorrow. Otherwise, it's pretty quiet. Monday night, couldn't rule out a snow shower early on Tuesday, but otherwise fairly quiet for the start of the work week. That includes Monday and Tuesday. Let's talk about what's ahead though. Monday, again, is going to be chilly but quiet as we start off the work week. By midweek, a clipper system Tuesday night into Wednesday could bring a couple snow showers. Doesn't look like anything too significant. Late week though, yeah, that's when we're watching something a little bit more potentially significant or widespread with snowfall on Friday, and Thursday as well is involved in this. So we'll talk about that coming up in just a moment. So let's break down what we're expecting as we head through the week. Again, we've got the chance for a snow shower today, pretty quiet and chilly as we get into Monday, and then we've got to talk about the middle of the week. So Tuesday night, or Monday night into Tuesday, I should say, Tuesday morning, there could be a snow shower out there. It does not look like a high chance of that. Tuesday night into Wednesday, a somewhat more potent clipper system swings on through. Scattered rain and snow showers are very possible as we wake up on Wednesday morning. So just keep in mind, could be a little snow in the middle of the week. Nothing significant until Thursday. That's when our next storm moves in. A coastal storm develops, likely brings rain and snow on Thursday, and cold air will move in for Friday. Now, what that means for us remains to be seen, but there are some indications that a second low pressure will develop offshore, bringing widespread snow on Friday. So we're going to keep our eyes very closely on Friday. Certainly going to be cold enough for snow. The question is how much moisture actually makes it into that cold air. It may end up just being a very light snow event. Could also lean towards something a bit more significant. So we're going to keep our eyes on Friday very closely as we head through this week. It looks like that's our next decent shot at a widespread snowfall across the state with plowable amounts possible. Here's your marine forecast. As we head into the afternoon, we should see winds reducing, 2 to 4 foot seas for today. Here's your 7-day. You can see the fluctuating temperatures. Cold to start the week, milder in the middle of the week, near 40 both Tuesday and Wednesday. I couldn't rule out a shower on Wednesday. Rain or snow possible with that. Thursday into Friday is what I've got my eye on. Chance of rain or snow Thursday. It would be all snow Friday with cold air in place. Now the question is, does that moisture make it into the cold air? We'll have to keep our eyes on that very closely. But one thing's for sure, looks like winter's coming back late this week, Leanne.
All right, it is January in case you forgot.
It is January after all, that's right.